What's up, folks? So, I wanted to make a video today explaining a little bit of what's been going on in my life recently. I just changed my name on social media from Stunt Coyote to Stunt. Got rid of the Coyote part. This may not be a big deal at all, but for those who have been following me on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube, I actually feel like I owe it to you to kind of explain why. So in order to explain this, I'm gonna have to go way back. I grew up in a house full of music. My mom played piano, she sings. My dad also sings and he plays guitar. And if you know me at all, you know that I have been playing drums for a very long time, as well as like acoustic guitar, and I also sing. And so just like music is like a huge thing for me. Now you're wondering, how does music pertain to the name Stunt Coyote at all? What happened is, my best friend Corey, his dad, Jerry, and my dad were good friends. And back when we were really, really young, they created this band called Stunt Coyote. It was like a 90s modern rockish like cover band where, you know, they played around locally. But what the kicker is how the name came along. They were having band practice. It was one of their first band practices they ever had. And they were trying to think of a band name. So what they had been talking about is cartoons and just different like goofy stuff in between, you know, practicing songs. And somehow they got on the conversation of Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. And they were talking about how is like the Roadrunner always getting away, and how is Wile E. Coyote never getting any redemption, and like he always just gets just brutally hurt like all the time. He's falling off mountains, he's blowing up from dynamite, he's getting run over by semis. Like, how is he just not dead? So in this conversation, they were talking about like action movies and how whenever the main actor needs to have something crazy done on screen, they bring in a stunt double. So the whole idea of the Stunt Coyote was whenever Wile E. Coyote needs to do something crazy like be blown up or jump off a mountain, they'd bring in the Stunt Coyote. Basically, that's how the name came along, and it stuck. Anyone around town had known who Stunt Coyote was. They had been in that band for over 15 years. And so not only did I get to listen to my dad play music growing up, I also got to like hang out with my best friend when our dads had band practice. So that name just means a lot to me because of that. It's like a lot of memories with the name Stunt Coyote. So fast forwarding to early 2014, I had been doing like Let's Play stuff on YouTube. I had never really done any like live streaming or anything like that. And I was actually on this Facebook page called Super Metroid Speedrunning. And what it was just a bunch of people coming together, sharing their Twitches and sharing like YouTube videos of them like learning strats and stuff. But through that, I met another person, one of my best friends today. His name's Stealin' Bread. He showed me like what Twitch was, and that there were like other marathons out there being made besides just like AGDQ. And he actually said he was making a marathon called ECSM, East Coast Speedrunning Marathon. And it was going to be hosted in Tennessee. And I was super interested. I wanted to do it. I was living with my friend Jay at the time, and him and I were gonna travel down and do it. But I had never streamed before. I didn't have a Twitch presence at all. So as Bread was setting up the marathon schedule, I was sitting in front of my desk with the Twitch page pulled up, trying to think of a name. And he's like, well, in order for you to be on the schedule, you got to have some sort of name. And I just couldn't for the life of me think of anything. I was sitting there for like 20 minutes just like, well, what could I do? You know, like what name could I use? So basically what it came down to is, you know, knowing the name Stunt Coyote for so long, I was just like, all right, use Stunt Coyote. Just put Stunt Coyote down. And, you know, whatever, like I'll just use that name. And that was kind of interesting because that was just like a knee-jerk decision. So I was just like, you know, just use that name. And if I, you know, when I come back or whatever, if I still am like serious about, you know, streaming, I'll just change the name. So I don't know. It just I got down there, and I had been streaming for like a couple days prior to going down. And I got there and I had a lot of fun. But when I got back, I was gonna change the name, but I went from, you know, me being a very, very young streamer at the time, as in like I had only been streaming for like 3 weeks. As all new streamers are, they're like, oh wow, like I've kind of got a presence on here now, like a lot of people are watching me. That's cool. So I kind of felt weird about changing the name after people already kind of knew me as Stunt Coyote. You know, I look back on it now and I'm like, that's really dumb. Like, I had like 6 viewers and maybe like 35 followers. So it was like one of those things that wouldn't have even mattered anyway. But, you know, being a new streamer, I was like, yeah, like people know me as Stunt Coyote now. I'll just keep it. The thing is I never really felt completely right using that name, because technically that name is my dad's intellectual property, and I know for a fact he's completely fine with me using it, because he obviously knows I stream, he's watched my stream, he sees my YouTube content, he knows I use the name Stunt Coyote. I mean, I streamed in his house for 3 years. It's not like he cares, but I care, you know? It's one of those things where I felt for like the longest time like I was representing the name, like I was almost reviving the name Stunt Coyote. But it's also one of those things where I'm like, that's not me. That's something I just used as like a placeholder at the time. And don't get me wrong, I love the name Stunt Coyote, but I feel like it's more one of those things where it's theirs and just not mine. So I decided to take the middle road recently after thinking about this for over a year and just go with Stunt. It's quick, it's easy, it's recognizable. In fact, like 90% of the people that are on Twitch anyway, if you ever see me like in someone else's chat room, or if you're in my chat room, every time I say hi to someone or someone else says hi, it's always, the phrase is always the same. It's sup Stunt. It's never, hey, sup Coyote, or what's up Stunt Coyote. Like no one ever really like says the full name. No one really goes out of their way to say Stunt Coyote. It's mostly just like sup Stunt, or hey Stunt, or what's going on Stunt. So it's kind of one of those things where like maybe it's possible even 5 years in to kind of rebrand. I feel like keeping Stunt and just running with that makes it feel more just like it's mine and less like I'm using my friend's dad's band and my dad's band as a way to stream on the internet. It sounds so, it's such a minuscule problem, but like it means a lot to me because the name means a lot to me. With that said, that's why my name is now just Stunt_SR on Twitch. Stunt_speedruns. It's just strictly showing you that my name is Stunt and I do speedruns. Yeah, and that's it. That's really all it needs to be. I really hope that this isn't coming off as like a,
well, I mean, I'm like so popular that I need to like make a video describing why I'm changing my name. Like,
it's nothing like that. It's just I want to explain everything for people who are maybe just like, okay? Because I know there are some people out there that were curious about it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you do want to continue to support me, you can always follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/stunt_SR. And I actually like can't tell you how happy I am with the feedback I've been getting from the last 2 videos. The What Is series, I did What Is Project Base and What Is Hyper Metroid. People have been super supportive of that kind of format of video, and I'm like really happy about it because I've been working really hard on those. And yeah, so I just wanted to make a video explaining everything, and yeah, here's to the future. I'll see you later, guys. Peace out.